Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna replace the OEM fuel pump on my 370Z because these have an issue from the factory where the fuel pump assembly is so fragile that they tend to go out. There's two rods on the sides of the fuel pump assembly, and if those rods come loose or fall apart, the fuel pump itself will still work. Not that great, but it'll work. The biggest issue is that it's gonna read your fuel meter wrong. And as you guys may or may not know, I was stranded recently on the freeway because of it. I was on the freeway for over 2.5 hours, just waiting on the side until I was picked up by the third AAA driver that I called. So I want to make sure that never happens again. So today I'm pulling out this fuel pump and I'm gonna go take it into AutoZone for a warranty swap. And that's gonna fix that problem. Another solution to this problem is upgrading the top hat. The top hat itself is about $310 from CJM. It's up to you. You could either get another stock one or you can just upgrade the top hat so that those rods don't fall out of place again. Before opening that up, make sure you disconnect your battery. I just disconnected one of the terminals and I use a 10mm wrench to do so. This is very important. Don't skip this step. Now that the battery is disconnected, I'm gonna remove these nuts so we could take this cap off. This is also a 10mm. Disconnect this harness. Remove this black hose with the yellow dot using a flathead screwdriver, and remove these bolts with the 8mm socket or a Phillips head screwdriver. You're gonna squeeze these two tabs and then you could pull the hose out. Once it's out, you're gonna drip a little bit of fuel, so make sure you have a rag handy to wipe it down. And use caution because it is flammable, of course. Some of those may be hard to reach, so I suggest also using a socket. I'm using an 8mm, but a 5/16 is equivalent. Keep in mind, these open areas are very sharp, so be careful, you could cut yourself. Maybe if you think it's better, put tape around the sharp edge so you don't hurt yourself. Make sure you use caution to not drop any of those bolts down the side because they'll be lost and you'll have to go buy new ones. Time to remove this cap. And the fuel pump. Looks like it fell over, so it was clearly damaged. Normally this would come out with two rods and it would have pressure to push it out. And this has no pressure, no rods on it, so this is clearly damaged. The only thing that was holding it together was wires. And that's not good, so that's why we're replacing this thing today. Look at that, it's just hanging by the harness, and that's not correct. The whole assembly should be one piece. If yours is this damaged, make sure you take it out with care. You don't want to break anything in there. Here's the rod just broken, like I said. These are very fragile parts. Nissan blew it. You're most likely gonna have to do this at some point, so hopefully you're enjoying this video so it could help you fix this big problem. Make sure you disconnect this hose that has this brown clip on it before you pull it out. This whole thing's gonna have fuel in it because it has a cup design, so be careful where you place it. You're gonna have to wiggle this thing around because of the way it's designed, so just be careful, wiggle it out carefully, make sure nothing is being held in place that shouldn't be. Take your time, do it right. And once it's out, I'll show you guys what the whole mechanism is like. Make sure you have shop towels handy because you most likely will have a minor fuel spill. This whole thing's out now, and as you can see, it's clearly damaged. We just spilled out $20 worth of gas from inside of the tank. If you're buying a new pump or getting a warranty one like me, you're gonna wanna save two clips. This green clip on the top hat and this brown clip that was holding the hose. Make sure you wiggle both of those clips out carefully with the flathead. Doing this swap at AutoZone now. New pump secured. All right, so I got this new fuel pump from AutoZone under warranty, so it didn't cost me anything right now. And as you can see, this top hat is still a fragile design, but at least it's complete right now. This is how it should be. Anyway, let's throw this thing in there and my car will be ready to go again. All right, so we're back inside of the car. The brown clip is now on and the green clip is now on. So let's feed this into there and make sure everything's plugged in right. So before you throw this thing in at all, you want to make sure that you plug in the clip that goes in with the brown hose that's visible right here. The fuel pump's going in now. Make sure you place that rubber gasket in the correct place. After the gasket's in place, you're going to want to put this metal cover over it. And now that it's healthy, it is going to have pressure, so you're going to have to be ready to push down on it when it's time to fasten it. So just make sure it lines up properly how it should. Once the pressure is down, you just put the hardware back on. And look what gas could do to your hands. If you need to use gloves, use gloves. If you're brave, do it without gloves, but be cautious. Since this part now has pressure, be very careful with the hardware, because if you don't put it right, it's gonna pop out and you're gonna lose it and you're gonna have to go to the store to find some more. As you can see, we're most of the way done. We're gonna plug this hose into this cap with the green clip. Now it's time to plug the harness in. So let me do that really quick. All right, now it's time to put the cap on. All right, so all this hardware has been tightened down now. Just too hand tight. You don't want to go too hard. Now it's time to connect the battery terminal again, so we have power in the car. Just connect the terminals back and tighten it with the 10 mil. Now that the battery's plugged in, let's close the hood and go see if the car starts. The rain's been coming down all day, so if you guys are grateful for this video, please do me a favor and leave a like, and also drop a subscription if you don't mind. All right, it's a moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Now let's open up the cutouts, because my dad still hasn't heard it with the cutouts open. Alright guys, so in conclusion, it all worked out. I hope the video is easy enough for you to follow along. I wish you guys the best in your build. And if you enjoyed this, remember to subscribe. I post a lot of videos all the time and you guys shouldn't miss any more. So hit the subscribe button and the bell notification if you're down. So I'll see you guys next time.